Hi! When I was little, I thought it was very strange that I was born in no other country than Russia, because Russia, I thought, was so special. Not special in a good way, but rather very different, not like any other country, because for me, all other countries were, well, the same. Of course, partly it was because I was just a child and didn't know much about the world around me. For me it was just home and foreign lands, Russian people and people who wouldn't understand you. But I think it wasn't the only reason. From my childhood until today, I've heard grown-ups comparing everything that happens in Russia to abroad, just abroad. You know, when I was little there were some very dramatic changes, and it was the first time people got to see some Western things. I mean, some very simple things. Food brands, TV shows, clothes. And it all seemed so new, so appealing, so glossy and bright. Just like the life abroad seemed comparing to Russia. It is very characteristic of us to criticize our country, because there, abroad, people are richer, they have bigger and prettier houses, they have better jobs, the law works better and people feel safe and can trust their government, while here everything is wrong. At the same time, as we think about the West as some kind of utopia, we also think about it as of an alien world. I feel that still in our minds there are we and they. Even geographically we are half here, half there. We are not Asians, but we don't really fit into Europe and we don't really identify as Europeans. And I guess that we have mixed feelings towards the West. Very high interest to any foreign individual and some kind of hostility towards that generalized Western mass of people. Part of the blame for that lies, I think, on our constant fear that we are hated and bullied by every another country in the world. And of course, current political situation doesn't help. And I guess often we feel like we know something about the West and we see it clearly, but they will never understand us. They don't know us and they are prejudiced, and I think that this attitude creates a bit paradoxical situation when we look up to the Western world, which lives better than we do, but at the same time a bit patronizing towards them because they can't understand our mystical and sophisticated Russian soul. And I think that the same mix of admiration and contempt we feel towards East European, post-Soviet countries, because they are not with us anymore. They now belong to the richer and prettier world, but we really like to think that other Western countries look down on them. That was just my guess on how Russia sees the world around it. I don't claim it's 100% accurate, and I hope it wasn't offensive to anyone, but I didn't seek to be mean to any country, including Russia. I was just chattering on what I think is interesting. Thank you so much for your time. Bye!